All right. So the next chalky play would be Ayuk. Ayuk, who's been no. Wait,
No.
we're on the same page. What do you mean? No. We're on the same page, aren't we? With this?
We are not. You can have fun with Ayuk.
But what do you mean?
I'm not touching Ayuk.
I mean, 14 targets, 9 targets, 16 targets, and then 13 last week.
So you got to differentiate, right? I'm going to differentiate.
We just play chalk around here.
Oh, maybe the guy at the bottom of my screen does with that stupid Cowboy Santa hat. But
hey, Dustin, welcome to the show.
Love Ayuk.
There we go, my man, Dustin. All right, bang, bang. Welcome, DFS family. Saturday slate is kind of like the Thanksgiving slate here. 3 games, kind of fun. We got a few good games. Who doesn't like to watch NFL football on a Saturday now that college football is over? So there's going to be a lot of chalk. We're going to have to differentiate ourselves. You can't just have all chalk plays because of the limitations. Price, what kind of stands out to you here? Are you just gonna auto put Kyler Murray in and then make your way down from there?
Yep, Kyler Murray, ride or die.
All right. Then receivers. I'm assuming you're gonna put Hopkins.
100. Excuse me, 100%. Yes.
All right. So the next chalky play would be Ayuk. Ayuk, who's been no. Wait, we're on the same page. What do you mean? No, we're on the same page, aren't we? With this,
we are not. You can have fun with Ayuk.
But what do you mean?
I'm not touching Ayuk.
I mean, 14 targets, 9 targets, 16 targets, and then 13 last week.
So you got to differentiate, right? I'm gonna differentiate.
We just play chalk around here.
Oh, maybe the guy at the bottom of my screen does with that stupid Cowboy Santa hat. But
hey, Dustin, welcome to the show.
Love Ayuk.
There we go, my man, Dustin. That's right. All right.
Volume. The only caveat here is quarterback change.
Oh, it's weird. Maybe that's why Price doesn't like him, because CJ Beathard sucks.
No, I'm not saying that he's that bad. I mean, he's okay. He's an okay backup. I mean, we've seen him play. I just don't know if he's going to be as locked in on Ayuk as I can't think of his name right now. What's his name?
Mullins
was the last 4 weeks. Because, I mean, if Mullins was playing, Ayuk would be locked in just volume alone. So, to me, that it does bring a little question mark, depending on your build, though. I mean, I can see how if you're playing Murray and Hopkins, then you probably got to get away from Ayuk as well.
Yeah, I personally think you can play the Tua man at 5,400. Differentiate yourself.
Weird.
I mean,
we never saw that coming.
No, but hear me out. You play Tua,
mm-hmm.
right? That allows you to still play. You can still get shares of Hopkins, or also with Kenyon Drake as Chase Edmonds is out, correct?
No,
he's not out.
He's not out. Is
he going to be out? Is he playing?
He didn't practice, but one day last week he came in and scored 16 points.
Well, it could allow you to go to Drake, and instead maybe they decide to on any type of read option. Now that my worry with Drake is, one is if Edmund plays, and then 2 is Kyler Murray is starting to run the ball a little bit more again. But they might try to take away the quarterback run, which leaves lanes open for my boy Drake to complete my all Alabama team. So we got 2 and then Drake. But I don't know. I don't see any issues with going to Tua. Like, is there issues there at 5,400? 5,400.
I mean, I think I personally would bump up $200 and go with Stafford.
I'd rather play Stafford with a broken thumb than Tua healthy.
I mean, the Raiders.
Hey, if Tua had not gone to Alabama, Would you be recommending him at 5,400?
Look, I don't like how the coaching staff. I don't think the offensive coordinator for Miami.
They have the
is worth
kitty
a
gloves
damn.
on. They don't let him do anything.
They don't let him do anything, and so that does worry me. But on a 3-game slate, if you want to win $1 million, I think doing the Kyler Murray and Hopkins stack is really chalky, and it puts you in a spot that.
But it's chalky for a good reason.
It's hard to differentiate yourself. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but
you have to differentiate. I'd rather differentiate myself elsewhere than off the 2 best plays on the slate.
Yeah, I mean, you also might tell me that playing Marcus Mariota as a backup might be crazy on a showdown slate, but the guy won $500K from it.
That is crazy.
That's still crazy to me. All right, so Dustin, let's hear your thoughts. What are you going Kyler Murray, Hopkins, and taking it from there?
I've been more focused on the Sunday slate, but starting to dig into the Saturday. It'll depend on the build elsewhere for me, because I don't think the top 4 quarterbacks any of them are terrible plays. Kyler Murray, Tom Brady. Obviously, last week I had him in my my early only GPP, and he threw for 400 yards and had 2. And Fournette took away 2 touchdowns because they got a pass interference, and Evans got tackled on the 1. You take those away, and they're throwing. I mean, he has 4 touchdowns and 400 yards passing. So I like his upside. They have a ton of weapons. They're not just going to cram the ball with Fournette. And so I think he's a viable option. Detroit's terrible defensively. And then, I think Matthew Stafford's viable option as well. I mean, he's had a really good QB rating. He's kind of been vultured by the running backs lately too, as far as taking some touchdowns away. So, and then like you said, Tua has the upside. They give him the ball in the red zone. He I forget how many rushes he has on the year for touchdowns, but he's got a few. I mean, he had 2 last game against New England. So they're not afraid to run him in the goal line area. So I think any of those top 4 are fine. Unless you want to get a little crazy, I'm not going Carr against Miami secondary, and then according to Price, you don't want to go Bethard because he's terrible.
I mean, he completed the Hail Mary. He's been okay.
Okay.
He had a couple good games last year. Let's see. I think he had 1 game above 20 points last year, and then 2 years ago when he played, he had 1 game above 20. So obviously he's okay. I'm
going up.
I don't want to get off. If I don't play Murray, it's Brady. It's one of them 2. Brady has the best trio of weapons. Kyler has the highest upside with his rushing ability.
Yeah, I don't disagree. And with Gesicki also hurt. I don't know if he's going to play or not. Tua doesn't have a ton of weapons. They limit him on the offense. So there's a lot of reasons to look. If I'm playing 1 lineup, I'm most likely not playing Tua. It's hard to move off Kyler. I'm just trying to play a different avenue here. And at 5,400, it opens up a lot for you and allows you to completely build different than 80% of people, it feels like. So, I mean, with that said, at the tight end spot, though, it's insane, right? For a 3-game slate, you have Waller, who is 2 out of 3 weeks has been just beasting. And he has 17 targets, 10 and 12 the last 3 games after we played him multiple games where he didn't get anything. And he had 150 yards and then 200 yards 2 weeks ago against the Jets. Then you got TJ Hawk, which is good. And Gesicki, if he wasn't hurt, is a beast as well. And then Gronk has been getting some love from Tom Brady. My issue with playing Tom Brady is you just never – I feel like how do you actually know who to pair him with? Gronk might be that guy. He had 7 targets last game. He's had 6, 7. He had a 1-2 target game and then 7 again last week. So I like Gronk as well as someone who can be a little bit different than going just the Waller route.
I'm actually not going to play Waller. That's where I'm gonna try and be different and not touch him.
So you're gonna play Hawk, I'm assuming?
Hawk or Dan Arnold.
Arnold. I didn't even talk about Arnold. Talk to me about Arnold.
He's had 12 targets the last 3 weeks. He's gone 7x, 3x, 2.5x. No one's going to play him. So he's super cheap. He allows you to pay up elsewhere. If Gesicki's out, Smythe's not bad either, because he had 5 targets last week, and he'll be like the short underneath guy.
Yep.
But that's where I'm looking. Obviously, Waller's the most talented, but kind of how your take on Tua, it's my take on not playing Waller. That's just where I'm gonna try and be different.
I like it. Anything else to add there, D-Reed?
I mean, not really. I think you either go Waller or Hawk, or you punt type of deal. I mean, if Gesicki plays, he could be a leverage play, but the Raiders have been decent against the tight ends, so I don't think it's necessarily a smash spot for him, especially coming off the injury. He could easily get hurt again.
So to go back to receivers real quick, like the Mike Evans, Godwin, like what do you do? Brown, like what do you do with the Tampa Bay receivers? Or is it?
I think
just
it
getting
rates
lucky.
Evans, Brown, Godwin in that order.
But
That's
how do you pull the
trigger?
it's I feel like it's just difficult to pull the trigger on one of them.
I agree.
If you're gonna pull the trigger on one, Brown's the cheapest, obviously, but if you can afford it, I'd take Evans.
Yeah.
Well, the thing with Evans is he gets touchdowns more often than the other. He gets some more red zone looks.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think you could go Brady and run it naked. Just because you don't know. I mean, he could throw one to Fournette. He could throw one to Gronk. He could throw one to Brown. I mean, he could throw one to 4 different people. He could throw one to who's the other backup tight end there?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you just never know.
Yeah. The one sure thing I know, I feel like I know with Tampa Bay's offense for this game is Fournette's going to get 20 touches with Ronald Jones out. Another crazy play you could have, because you might have to get a little crazy on the slate with only 3 games, is Aguilar. He's a big play waiting to happen. And then you have Marvin Jones as well as I think not necessarily he should probably be pretty high owned. I don't know, actually. He's pretty cheap.
He should be. I mean, he's getting a ton of targets.
I don't know what have you looked up his ownership at all, Price?
No, he's gonna be popular, but I think you play him. He's 4,900 and he's in a good matchup. Yeah, Aguilar actually has one of the worst matchups on the slate though, because I think Xavier Howard's gonna be on him. And Howard's been a monster the last month and a half, 2 months.
9 interceptions in the season.
So, I mean, you're right. Aguilar is a big play waiting to happen, but that's just scary because obviously they're going to focus on Waller. I believe Ruggs is still out. Renfro's hurt. Zay Jones sucks. Edwards sucks. So, I mean, it's really Aguilar, Waller, and the running backs. Yeah. So I feel like that kind of kills the Raiders, especially Carr practice in full. So you lose the mobility of Mariota. So I think Miami defense can just tee off on them. Just double Waller, put your best corner back on Aguilar, and put 8 in the box.
Yeah. Just fade that whole offense. Yeah.
I'd fade that whole offense personally.
I'm with you there. Let's finish up here with defense. We're just gonna go all the way down to the cheap defense and call it a day with the Lions.
I'm going to Miami, baby.
Woo!
Will Smith style.
Going to Miami.
Where are you at with it, Price?
Cardinals or Raiders? I think the Raiders could be sneaky because, like you said, they don't really unleash Tua. And if Gesicki, Parker, and Grant are out again, that's a big disadvantage. And I think the Raiders should get most of their injured guys back because they were missing Farrell, Abrams, and a couple other people. But I love them. I don't think we talked about any running backs, but
Swift.
I think Swift will be lower owned because it's still one of the worst matchups in football is against the Bucs.
He just catches
I
so
have,
many.
I have Swift. I have Swift and Fournette as like the go-to for me on this slate.
I think
Oh,
Jeff Wilson's lock and load no matter what.
yeah, I'm gonna play 3.
Yeah,
I think Wilson. If freaking Gaskin hadn't come back, I had a lineup I loved with Ahmed, but I think you're right. Fournette, I think must play, especially Ronald Jones out. I think Jeff Wilson's a must play with Mostert out.
But even
Then it
Gaskin,
just comes down to if you want to play Swift or Gas in Miami.
because Gaskin when he's played is getting 20 carries and then 4 to 5 targets.
I know the problem is Ahmed just had their first 100-yard rushing game in forever, and he's been really good the 3 weeks he's played too. So
Probably split it a little bit.
I think they played together in college though at Washington. So I guess they're used to it. Maybe they'll do it again this week. And then I think if Chase Edmonds does play, I love a Kyler Edmonds Hopkins little stack.
I take it. Ayuk. We gonna go make some money this Saturday?
Bang,
You
bang.
will, you will if you fade Ayuk.
There you have it. Go check us out, DFS Dads. Smash that like button. Let's go make some money. We got to get rid of that hat, Dustin.
Nah.